I need to figure out how to get this light up effect on those other shitty PowerPoints, because this one's obviously the coolest one. You know, we've gone back to our roots recently. We're doing PowerPoints here, there, and everywhere. But today's PowerPoint, of course, is about reflecting on May 2025. Content, that is, and looking forward to June 2025. It's been another month. Let me just make sure I'm recording. Oh, I'm recording. I'm a genius. We get to see it light up again. Oh, there you go. That's Mr. Entertainment to you. That's the author. That's me. Don't know if you guys knew that. But it is true. It has been another month. Did this month feel like it went fast? Probably. I can't really think about it right now. Brain's too foggy. The Berserk video certainly feels like it came out a long time ago, but it came out this month. So I guess we should get into our first slide here. Scripted videos. There were two videos in the month of May of 2025. Don't drop the toaster in the bath just yet. Yes, the last 2 months we've wanted to kill ourselves because we got 0 videos out. It was terrible. We were in dark times, but this month, we turned it around a little bit. That's always good. Like a comeback story. Oh, antivirus, how about you kill yourself? Now, this is pretty good, but this has already happened this year once before. I believe in February we also got 2 Pokemon videos out, and it was followed by 2 barren months. Now, the script for the next video might be getting recorded after this PowerPoint if I finish it. So, you know, I don't think that's going to happen this time. And I almost pushed myself to get a 3rd one out this month, but we'll talk about what that one is. Well, I guess it's the same slide. There's another Last of Us video that we're working on. One about Isaac specifically that we're mentioning down in the second last dot point on this slide. So there's no way we should be failing again. But also we had massive success on one of these videos, which we definitely didn't on either one of those Pokemon videos. So that's a bit of a motivating factor as well. But yes, generally I'm pretty happy with that. Both videos were kind of short. Both videos were kind of silly, as I have written out here. The 2 videos, by the way, you know, if you're just catching up, were Are Berserk's first few pages defensible? And I think I changed the title to Indefensible. Or maybe it was Indefensible and I changed it to Defensible. For whatever reason, I was thinking through that. I don't know why. This video did about as well as our videos have been doing recently, which is very bad. Under 1,000 views. I'm getting my channel up on my phone here. It currently has 532 views as of recording. The Pokemon video before it, 340 views, and then 757 views. And then we had the Great Narrative Destiny video that got 6k views. That was our highest performing one in a while. Then obviously before that we had the first Last of Us marketing video. The first Last of Us video, the marketing video. And that didn't do too well either, though it's got about 100 views since the most recent Last of Us video blew up. Before that, we were on a string of 1k hitters. We were pretty cool. But that video, I don't know. I thought that video had okay clickbait. Maybe one day it'll blow up if it hits its audience. I don't know. But that video was 9 minutes, and then the next video was 12 minutes. So that's about 21 minutes of content for this month. That's pretty good production right there. The big one, though, is Show Dina is Not Better Than Game Dina, which is our biggest video in like 4 years or something crazy. When did the Ray video come out, which we are beating? That was only 2 years ago. It definitely is in like 4 years. Even the One Piece video, the meme One Piece video that did very well, it's got much more than that. Oh my god, I wish it happened only has 2.5k views for such a seminal work. Before that, Goodbye Attack on Titan got 10k views. How far back do we have to go to find one that beat it? A bunch of Patreon uploads, a bunch of terrible nonsense, re-uploading the first parts of Rock and Revy. We're at 4 years ago now. So I don't know. I might have skipped past the Vinland Saga chapter review that did really well in here. But it is our highest performing video in like 4 years. That sounds way more depressing when we say it out loud. We did some things in those 4 years. We got away from our YouTube roots, so maybe it's not so bad. But yes, it was a very successful video, though 25k even, I don't know, I must have 2020 sensibilities, because 25k isn't that successful, but you know, we take our victories where we can get it. Our analytics thing shows us a sharp uptake. It's getting our numbers up for the year, for of course when we compare them at the end of the year, which these PowerPoints are like mini instances of. Generally, neither video is as good as the videos I'd like to make. Both small little ideas that are easy to get out. This is true. This was like, most of the month was spent trying to get the Pokemon Battles video out before I kind of decided that I was going to like shelve it for a little while. I have that written down here, but I don't want to jump ahead of ourselves. And I wanted to make some sort of Last of Us video to take advantage of the show being popular at the moment, which is the only reason why this video is doing well, though this video has a lot to do with the show, obviously. So, I guess we should add to the response to the video. The response to the video has been overwhelmingly positive when I was not expecting. I was expecting it to be a little bit controversial. But because of the way the finale went, I guess, a lot of people really hate the show now. So nobody wanted to stand up and defend the great Shodina. There's like 5 or 6 comments. It's funny when one of those 5 or 6 comments like is arguing that everybody agrees with them, not in reference to like combating the comments, but just to combating me. And that was very funny because obviously they were surrounded in a sea of comments that were all shitting on them. So that was a bold choice from that commenter. It stuck with me. What can I say? It is true. I want to make great videos, seminal videos, industry-shaking videos that are great and not just silly little opinion pieces, one-offs, that can change the discourse, that can influence thoughts, like we did in I Wish It Happened and maybe some Attack on Titan videos. And these videos very much are not that. I figured out that the Isaac video has kind of got a larger, or a cleverer point. It's certainly not a larger point about The Last of Us, Part 2 specifically. The Isaac video kind of pretends to be a show video by implication, but really isn't. So I guess I'll talk about that when I talk about future video ideas in a second. Obviously, some of these big videos we could do is the Chainsaw Man one. The Pokemon Battles video is like a great idea. There's other ones, I forget. The bigger Last of Us Part 2 videos. What else is there? I can't remember. On the last slide, we have a bunch of legacy videos we want to make. I guess there's Mad Men videos and stuff like that. But yeah. I don't dream of making videos like this, but when they're successful, you know, sometimes you ignore your dreams for the motherfucking money. Yeah, I think I made like $50 or something off this video already. It's big. Probably a little bit more than that. But anyway, so, you know, in terms of output, I'm relatively happy. In terms of performance, I'm very happy with the Dina one. In terms of fulfillment in making quality stuff, I guess that could be improved a little bit. You know, there are all these meters you got to keep track of to see motivation and success and happiness all derived from YouTube video making. But the YouTube Battles video, I don't know if I've explained this. This video is supposed to be about how Pokemon figures out how to do its big climactic battles. In the intro of the video, I referenced the battles at the end of the Johto League, which are the battles between Ash and Gary and Ash and Harrison, as sort of these are the pinnacle great battles that everybody remembers, that everybody loves. And it's like, then we flash back to see where we started and how we got there. The problem was the video was going to end like halfway through the journey, kind of, in our first big climactic 6-on-6 battle, which is Ash versus Drake at the end of the Orange Islands. I was going to say, and how I made this work is in the conclusion, I talk about we get to there, and then I'm like, man, this is just like those other, this is how it got there. The reason is because I wasn't watching the Pokemon anime, and I didn't think I was, and I wanted to make the video now. So like, and I wasn't going to watch like the 70 or 80 episodes I would need to watch to get to those actual battles I talk about in the intro. Like, I would have to delay the video, and I really didn't want to do that. I have since decided that that's fine. And I did start watching the Pokemon anime literally last night. I watched my first episode in a few months. So I sort of do want to shelve this video until until I finish rewatching up till that point, until the end of the Johto saga. There's a lot of, like, statistics in this video. Like, the percentage of episodes with battles versus without battles. I really hope, and the argument will be that like Johto has more battles in it. I'm really hoping that that is actually statistically true. It was statistically true for the first little bit of Johto I had watched, so like it fit sort of my argument, I guess, in the video. So now there's a bit of nerves towards that. But anyway, this video, it has a draft that's actually written up that's like 13,000 words long. But now I guess I have to delay it, and I'm going to make it much longer. But also, once I had just finished that draft, and I was going to go back and like sort of restructure it in a way of like not talking about each individual battle, but splitting them into like eras of episodes and then talking about them overall. But yeah, so that video is sort of on the back burner now. The next video is going to be a video on Isaac. It's going to be Isaac was not underutilized in The Last of Us Part 2 and sort of talk about that. I think it should be a little bit shorter than the Dina video. Hopefully I'm just going to aim to try and get it out a week after this Dina video because it's shorter, because I'm just using footage from the game and a little bit from the show, which should be easy to edit. And as I said, I'm probably going to be finalizing the script right after this and hopefully recording it. So fingers crossed that that's a reality and it's out relatively soon, and we at least have one video in June packed up and done at the very beginning. Though that Berserk video did come out towards the beginning of May, I believe. I'll get it up now and double check that. It says 3 weeks ago. Yes, May 4th. This is big. So one at the beginning of the month, one at the end of the month. That's kind of nice. There are other big videos: Return to Berserk, Attack on Titan, Pokemon videos that aren't so esoteric. I don't know. I do have to think about this, of sort of what I want to focus on next. For whatever reason, today and yesterday, I have been thinking a lot about the Chainsaw Man video, and I do think if I start getting the wheels turning on it now, I could time it with the end of sort of Part 2. Part 2 does throw a big, like, wrench into the video, because obviously, I talk shit about Part 2 a lot. I don't know how earnest those feelings are, and I don't really want to reread it to check until it's finished. So I might just ignore Part 2 kind of in making the video, though I'll definitely pull examples from Part 2. I think I'll just ignore me criticizing Part 2 a lot. So that's a video that's on the table. I guess I didn't put this on my potential consumption slide, but there is a weird Attack on Titan yearning within me, you know? Maybe I should just reread it, I think to myself, probably like once a week, and say, yeah, well, I should do that. But I'm kind of busy. There are like, I think I should just, because sometimes with like Berserk, I'm like hung up on like, well, I kind of want to go through an order and do Black Swordsman videos before I do Golden Age videos before I get into the other stuff. I think I should just do the Berserk video I want to make and then get it out. Which would probably be like a video on like Farnese's family or something. But I would have to go back and reread those things. And do I want to read them out of context? I think it is fine to not reread Berserk. I've done it a bunch of times. To just read like portions and comment on them. I guess as long as I don't make overall statements about like arc to arc pacing or something. The problem is, for a lot of the Berserk videos, I want to make videos about little characters here and there, and I sort of want to do an overarching series, like nuanced character writing Berserk, whatever. That's like an idea that I've been talking about forever. But I should just like have vague titles for each of them and get a bunch of views on each of them. Be like, Farnese's disgruntled family or whatever. The beauty of Farnese's disgruntled family or whatever. I don't know. I have to think about what I want to do next. A lot of this PowerPoint actually is me unsure of what to do next. Not in a in crisis way, but in like a there's infinite possibilities way, which I do kind of like. Also, Footy ENT, what's that? I missed the build to Origin 1. True, we haven't done any Footy ENT anything. I haven't really thought about it. I don't think I've opened a Footy ENT document for a long time. The season just keeps going. Like, I could do one right now about whether or not Queensland should drop Daily Cherry Evans or something. I have thought about it vaguely. But, you know, right now, the main channel's doing all right, so let's focus on that, I think. Don't divide my attention here. Strike while the iron is hot. There is always next month if we bomb. Like this Isaac video, I'm fully prepared for it to get like 500 views. Though I have gotten like 90 subscribers on the main channel since this Dina video came out, so at least they should be relatively engaged in another Last of Us video, so we'll have to see. But scripted videos, pretty tentative thumbs up right now. You know, we're doing all right. We're excited for the future. We're not too depressed. 2 videos next month, that would be epic. Chainsaw Man, that would be epic. On the unscripted video front, 12 unscripted videos were uploaded to secondary ENT this month. That's 3 less than last month, though we had a big explosion last month, also in videos and in subs. The subs did not continue to go up with these 12 uploads because most of them were just following up. We basically had double our like regularly scheduled stuff because we were doing The Last of Us and Last of Us Season 2, that is, and Chainsaw Man Part 2 at the same time. I also had one Ordinary RE appearance, which was our Wonder Egg priority discussion that nobody watched, which is sad. There's sort of a variety of videos. Obviously, there's the Chainsaw Man chapter reviews, which have been going pretty fine. They're continuing on. The Last of Us Season 2 reviews, which are done now. They were relatively good. I didn't like our Episode 6 one because I was a bit all over the place. The rest of them were fine. I did like our finale one. They like fluctuated in viewership. Our Garden of Sinners discussion, nobody but Heath watched, but that's all right. It's finally out of the way. That discussion was fine. The Lane discussion was a little bit weird, but it's fine. And it did get a little bit of views. Like, it's got like 200 views and like 2 random people commented on it. So, I don't know. I'm relatively satisfied with that. We did a Chrono Trigger and You Season 5 sort of reviews that were PowerPoints that got no views, but I enjoyed the exercise of making them. So that's fine. I like that. I finished Chrono Trigger. I finished You Season 5. They're both out there to be discussed now. What else? More variety than usual, I suppose. That is true. But no, there's like, the variety last month was a little bit better because it was a few things that did have outside appeal, like the Star Wars thing. I made a video about YouTube videos. There was a Vinland one in there. There were some Switch reactions. There was none of that. It was just sort of general discussions that only the reoccurring viewers / Chainsaw Man community could be interested in. And then we also did Wonder Egg Priority. If you were just going back at some point and you were watching all of these PowerPoints in order out of curiosity or something, Wonder Egg Priority would have come out of completely nowhere because Alita already just watched it this month, I'm pretty sure, and then he convinced me to do a discussion series on it. And it turns out I really liked Wonder Egg Priority. It wasn't on the consumption to-do list last time. It has like entirely come out of nowhere, so that's kind of funny. I successfully procrastinated Cowboy Bebop with Bacon the whole month. It is true. I didn't watch any Cowboy Bebop. And we didn't finish our discussion. It just is probably going to be a focus this upcoming month. I'm supposed to watch an episode today, which would be episode 14 because I've literally watched none. We're also going to include like the movie in this discussion part, so we need to get back to that. Though on that front, we did pivot to Lane instead, which Bacon was also involved with. So and Lane was our first group discussion of the year, I believe. So we finally got one nearly halfway through the year. Oh my God, when we're doing this PowerPoint again, we will be halfway through the year. Does that make anybody want to kill themselves? Are you ready for 2026? You ready for 2021? Crazy. We experimented with a PowerPoint structure with the U review, including video reactions. That's true. If you didn't watch the U Season 5 review, it was like a short PowerPoint, and at the end I reacted to 2 U videos about the finale and was mad about how stupid they were. That was cute. I like that idea. It fit for the U stuff because I was curious and I did want to like watch some videos about the finale to see what people were saying and complaining about. And I was like, oh, let's just do 2 in 1. So if that opportunity ever comes up again, that could be interesting. Like, it really wasn't going to come up in Chrono Trigger because I was going to talk about it for a long time, and most Chrono Trigger videos are pretty long. But we'll have to see with future discussions, you know. You can always do a 2-parter, or I can record it in 2 sessions, because I expected the U one to be a bit shorter, and then we would go right into the review, but I, like, bloviated about what U was about for, like, 30 minutes before I even kind of started my PowerPoint, so it took up a whole battery to record that video. Anyway, maybe for the future, Maybe we are transitioning into the Evangelion group discussions. This does look to be the case. Mia said that he wanted to do it. I'm pitching it. It's just like, does Bacon want to do it? Ari would probably go along with anything. So they will probably be the next group discussions. It kind of feels like a fitting next step. Also, I haven't done my Ava rewatch for the year. I don't think I even did one last year, so we're a bit due. The Ava thing, I did figure out the structure today. It would be probably split into 4 parts. Episodes 1 to 6, episodes 7 to 15 or 16. Then to episode 21, I think. And then 22 through end plus end of Ava would be one video, I think. It's picked out specifically because I want parts where speculation would be warranted, but speculation also won't be overwrought. Like, I don't want to stop after we finish the series, then do End of Ava, because I don't want there to be a discussion about whether or not the ending is good without End of Ava, even though that would be good for, like, speculation, but I think speculation would ruin viewing experiences in that case, so that could be fun. On the Ari front, Ari really wants me to do Sherlock. I don't know about this. I pitched doing Apocalypse Hotel, which is a currently airing show when it finishes airing. I have seen episode 1 of that show. We'll talk about that in our consumption thing. I did kind of say I was going to do Blade Runner like 2 months ago, but we've sort of put it off. And also Love and Pop / Ritual is an option too, but I'm also still, as always, trying to pitch Naruto. I think I'm going to get a Leori on Naruto eventually. We might start it before the end of the year, hopefully. You know, that's sort of my goal right now. I should start leveraging these things. Wonder Egg Priority counted to the Naruto thing. So let's say that's 13 episodes. But there was a recap and half a recap, so we've counted as 12. So we've almost got the first arc of Naruto. If I do Sherlock, that's like 6 episodes or something, Leori says. So that will add that. That's about the first arc of Naruto. So we'll sell that to Leori that way, huh? It would honestly be fine if we did like arcs, took a break and did another arc. Like, I don't know, as long as it's not a big gap, you can still like remember stuff. And people were watching it week to week as it came out, you know, and they still managed to keep up with things. Blind Wave is doing that now, though I think they're doing 2 episodes a week now. Can you believe it, guys? Everybody's very excited. That would be good. Evangelion is one we've always wanted to do. It is another thing, like with I was talking with the scripted videos, where it's like something we'll eventually get to, but I think like we just need to do it now. Like, just capitalize on it now. Live your life now. Though we have done a decent build-up. We have done Diebuster, we have done Gunbuster, we have done Lane, which is sort of a similar trippy show. It sort of does feel like we've been building to it a little bit. And Fire Punch, there's Ava references and stuff that we keep bringing up. So yes, and Mia has never seen Ava, so this will be a funny old meme. And also, again, we got like the differing perspectives. Bacon hates Ava. Leadery remembers liking Ava, but doesn't really remember anything, and will probably like Ava. I think Mira will probably like it, and obviously I'm going to be here yelling about how it's the best thing ever. So Naruto would be so fun, though, wouldn't it? You know what? It's not. Leadery's going to like Naruto, right? He's not a fucking idiot. It's also interesting because I am not that high on original Naruto. Like, I think it's pretty great. It has a lot of nostalgia for me. But like if we do our first discussion on the Land of Waves arc and Leary's like, yeah, it was pretty good. Like, I'm not going to be mad at him. Like, that's basically what I think about the first arc. How do we do the tuning exams? Where do we split it up? This is crazy. Pretty epic. But anyway, let's stop speculating about that. Getting you all excited for the future. Streams, there were 4 streams that happened in April, and by April I mean May. I forgot to backspace that part. Same amount as last month, that was true. We had a Mr. Gems video to react to. That was the standout stream moment, was Mr. Gems made a fan edit of me and Alidori's Mushoku Tensei, and Jockey Bacon's Mushoku Tensei reaction reviews. And yeah. You know what? Me and Alidori have been talking about going back and forth and doing like a something that's currently airing. And I've sort of had the idea that like, oh, we should do them the week they end and then do the whole thing. And then we don't have to go through the weekly whatever. We don't have to go through the speculation of weekly. And we sort of get to also capitalize on the hype cycle. But Alidori kind of makes the point that like, no, if we do it every week, we can get the views a lot often. I think a good compromise might be what we ended up doing for a lot of Mushoku Tensei, and we also did this for Vinland Saga Season 2, is if we do because basically doing one a week kind of annoys me. Like, I hate Chainsaw Man every Wednesday because it, like, ruins my Wednesdays mentally. I don't know why, but it just does. And it doesn't help that I always have to work Thursday, so it's like, gotta go to work tomorrow and gotta waste my day off doing Chainsaw Man. If we were to do it every second week, I would be completely fine about it, and I think it would be cool, and I think we would have more to talk about. So if we did, like, a currently airing show and did it every second week, I think that would be cool. I'm just thinking out loud and had a realization here. Because that's what we did for a lot of Mushoku Tensei episodes. We would do, it'd be like 2 episodes. Usually because Bacon was like, I can't record, so we'll just do it the next week. Vinland Saga was at like 4 and 4 and 4, I think. That was fine. That's kind of a check-in every month. But especially if it's a seasonal show and it's like 12 episodes, then 6 videos out of it is kind of a cute idea. But that's assuming we would do anime rather than live action. I didn't hate doing the Last of Us stuff, so maybe that would be different. But Leo kind of talks about rotating in, so we're always doing one. I want some time off, I don't want to have to do the heartbreaking labor of watching a show. But true, we reacted to that Mr. Gems video. That was a stream highlight. That's probably the highlight stream of the year so far. It's community moment of the year too. Put all these together for our awards at the end of the year, huh? Potential of streams, I don't know. I'm toying with changing my living setup a little bit. One of the big benefits would be streaming for real and not at an hour and a half intervals. We barely even get an hour and a half. But like there's all these potential ideas I would have for that. We can do unlimited react/research streams where we can look up what everybody else is saying about a topic. That would always be fun. I don't really like watching videos like that. I get bored of doing that when I'm not on stream. On stream, it's fine. I always have to react to little of videos because we can't usually get big, long videos in a single stream, even if we 2x speed it, etc. We could do unlimited discussions without having to fuck around. We could do the debates shit we've always been talking about with like Ciclet or whatever. Pokemon Run and Bun and sort of Nuzlocke and that would all be fun. There's a lot of potential in streaming. And if like the haphazard kind of plan I have in my brain right now was to work, then this might be a reality before the end of the year. We'll have to see. But outside of making content, we've also got consuming content. Can you believe that? Media consumption. 10 things consumed and listed in the month of May, which is up big from last month, as we have at the end here. Our media checklist entries were Tyres Season 1 from Netflix, Stavros Halkias's comedy special Fat Rascal, a rewatch of Serial Experiments Lane, a replay of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, 2 different Netflix Manhunt multi-part series documentaries, one on Osama bin Laden, one on the Boston Marathon bombings. We finished Chrono Trigger finally. We watched all of You Season 5. We finished, as it finished airing, The Last of Us Season 2, plus Wonder Egg Priority. Now, as I was counting on my hand here, I got to 11, but I'm pretty sure I counted this right on the PowerPoint and counted it wrong here. A lot of TV shows here, so there actually is probably more consuming in this month than maybe any other month besides January, which was a very big month. Though even January, I don't know, you could definitely add them up and figure it out. I don't want to go through the effort of that. But like, Ties is like 6 20-minute episodes. Serial Experiments Lane is 13 20-minute episodes. The Netflix thing, I think they're both 3 episodes each, and they're both an hour. Chrono Trigger was pretty long. Even this month, there was probably like 6 or 7 or 8 hours in just Chrono Trigger. You Season 5 is 10 hour-long episodes. Also, Season 2 is 4 hour-long episodes. Wonder Egg Priority is 13, roughly 20-minute episodes, though we skipped the recap, and we skipped half of the recap in the last episode, but that episode is also 40 minutes, so it would be about, 12 20-minute episodes in total. That's a lot of consuming. We did pretty well, and we're on the shows. We haven't really been on the shows much this year, but we were this month. We finished an anime, can you believe it? 2 of them, a rewatch and a new one. We also have ongoing consumption, but this one isn't as big because a lot of the other things I just ignored all month, and I didn't really start a bunch of other things. And a lot of these things that are being added are very late month additions. So I watched one episode of Apocalypse Hotel like yesterday or the day before. The day before, I think. We've been playing Pokemon Colosseum because Pokemon XD left me, wanting more, and I was like, fuck it, I can play him in reverse order. It doesn't matter too much. So I'm like 4 hours into that, I think. Look Outside, I played for 1 session. Fire Emblem GBA, the night before last, I played like an hour and a half of, so that was pretty cool. And then I started Final Fantasy IV like the first 30 minutes last night. So these are all relatively recent. So there's not that much ongoing consumption. There is a lot of on-pause consumption, though, obviously, and I have them kind of all listed out here. Simpsons Season 1, we still haven't watched any more of, and we're probably going to delete this one, I think. Heart of Darkness, Blood Meridian, Pokemon Heart Gold, these are all things I haven't touched in months. Crash Tag Team Racing, it's going on 2 months now, but I might play it today just so I can check back in. Mario 64, it's been a month and a bit. It's not looking too good, but, hopefully I get back to it soon. Cowboy Bebop I ignored for the whole month, but we will be getting back to that soon. K-On! Lotus War, Heavenly Delusion, Zombie 100. These are all things that are also looking a little bit doubtful, but we have to get back to. Cowboy Bebop is written there twice. Sometimes even geniuses like me fuck up. There's also... what was I saying here? I got distracted because I looked at my phone. Can you believe it? My favorite thing consumed in May was... Oh, my favorite thing. So yes, those are all the suspended things. My favorite things consumed in May was Serial Experiments Lane, which is obviously a 10 out of 10 show. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, which is obviously a 5 out of 5 video game. The Manhunt Netflix documentaries, because I'm like a sicko for documentaries. I don't know how I would assess the goodness of these documentaries, but they were very easy to watch, and I wanted to watch them. So there you go. And One Direct Priority, which I ended up giving a 9 out of 10. I liked a lot. So... everything else is a little bit worse than that, Chrono Trigger, it's probably like an 8 out of 10, even though I talked shit about it for that whole PowerPoint. Last of Us Season 2, it's probably like a 7 out of 10. The comedy stuff is probably like both like a 6 out of 10. You Season 5, now that could be like an 8 out of 10. I like that one quite a bit. So that's pretty cool, babe. I was pretty happy with consumption this month. Very happy, actually. It might have been our best month. We don't know the numbers yet. Now, this was the plan going in for May. I like to look back on these things and add these to the PowerPoint so we can look over it. And I even did the cute thing of crossing out what we did. So this last month I made a big issue about there's a bunch of things that need to be cleaned up. A bunch of shit is piling up. Now, we kind of did that, but we've also added quite a bit, so... we're probably in a slightly better position, but there's still a lot of cleaning up to do. So Crash Tag Team Racing didn't get done. Fire Emblem, Chrono Trigger did. Fire Emblem didn't get finished. Pokemon Heart Gold didn't get finished. XD did get finished. Cowboy Bebop didn't. Serial Experiments Lane did. Lotus War didn't. Last of Us Season 2 did. Tires did. The Romanoffs didn't. Heart of Darkness didn't. Obviously, there are a bunch of things that weren't even on the radar, like One Direct Priority, that got cleaned up. Well, didn't really get cleaned up, but it got added and completed in the time. Things I knew I wasn't going to get to: Blood Meridian, Mario 64, Heavenly Delusion, Anime, Zombie 100. This is all true. I did read some Heavenly Delusion chapters. I am caught up besides the newest one, which still isn't on Weeb Central, so I didn't add that to this past slide, but there you go. Things that were on the agenda were the Crash games continuing, Blade Runner, Ghost in the Shell and Angel's Egg, Love and Pop and Ritual. Those were the movie duos. Final Fantasy IV, Earthbound, Golden Sun as an RPG follow-up when I finished Chrono Trigger, Ocarina of Time, Pokemon XC, which was completed. Yamada's first time rewatched the Pokemon anime in New Season 5. So since then, I have started the Pokemon anime and Final Fantasy IV, so we continued that. The rest of these have sort of fallen off. Like, the other RPGs have now been pushed back, Earthbound and Golden Sun, etc., because I have chosen Final Fantasy IV to be next. We haven't really done anything on the movie front. And now we have our consumption plan for June, which is very limited because, just like I was saying at the beginning, there's not too much on the agenda that I'm, like, excited that I haven't already started. Like, there's not me, I'm not, like waiting to start something, like I was with a lot of these things last time, even if they didn't get done. My impulse can't wait to do next was like Final Fantasy IV, and I already kind of started that, and getting back to the Pokemon anime. So that said, there's still some cleaning up to do around here, especially with games. I'm excited for Fire Emblem GBA, so we could finish that. Though I did look that up on how long to beat, and it did say like 30 hours or something. So That's a long video game. Though it's very fun, so you never know. I could get addicted. Pokemon Coliseum will definitely be finished. This is certainly true. Like, I want to play that game more. I'm trying to, like, manage my time better by not just playing the game constantly. Look Outside would be nice. This is a game I am interested in and I want to finish, but I've, like, ignored a lot. It's only, like, 10 hours. I thought it was, like, a 4-hour game, but that wasn't true. So I would like to get through that. So with some Crash games, I would really like to do that. Final Fantasy IV will not be finished, and I'm not really feeling Mario 64 either. I am feeling Final Fantasy IV, though. That's just like a 60-hour game, so... And I know with RPGs it's going to wane, like, your dedication and interest at certain points, so... that's probably going to take a few months to finish, just like Chrono Trigger did, I'm guessing. Though the little bit I did play of it, there are aspects that I am liking already more than Chrono Trigger, and, like, mostly the story and probably the characters. Obviously, the visuals are not quite Chrono Trigger level, and it's taking some getting used to, and I haven't done much battling yet. Very interesting opening to Final Fantasy IV. One I had been spoiled on many times, but seeing it play out was like, okay, I like this. This is neat. Oddly cinematic for a very early SNES game. And the way it does cinematics by, like, incorporating gameplay and stuff is cute. Anyway, Cowboy Bebop with Bacon should be finished, hopefully. Maybe Evangelion, and I hope to be continuing Apocalypse Hotel. These are all things that'll probably be finished. I don't know. Actually, Apocalypse Hotel might not all be out by the end of next month. I started the Pokemon anime up again too. Tai Season 2 comes out on June the 5th. That is true, and I probably will watch it. I'm assuming it's only going to be short. The Ties isn't that good, but I am curious enough. And also, I'm assuming Season 2 will probably be a lot better, because they weren't expecting it to be as successful as it was, I don't think. Evangelion almost certainly won't be finished, though. I don't really have a bunch of things I'm excited for that are on the agenda right now. True. So, and also, there's always something that pops up, and, you know, we can't kill ourselves because that something popping up is a fun part of living, like Wonder Egg Priority was last month. So I can't wait for that. Yippee! The only other thing is, like, I do want to play Pokemon X and Y before the new games come out, and the new game, ZA, has a release date now, so that'll probably be the Pokemon game after Coliseum, which probably means Heart Gold gets pushed back. Can we just give up on Heart Gold already? I don't know. I'm still not ready to do it, I guess. But that's our consumption plan. Now we're into our last slide here, checking in with our goals. 50,000 subscribers. You know, we're still not at 10K, but maybe we've started some momentum here. You know, we're getting some success recently, you know. Subscribers take a while to build, though, so we're going to need a few more successes if we're hoping to get to 50K subs at the end of the year. Improved Out Plus / more videos now, surely at least 12 videos this year, right? Well, we're now up to 5 out of 12, which means we are actually on the 5 months, 5 videos so far, even if 2 months had 0 videos. I want to say I'm pretty confident we're going to get there now, because there is going to be a 6th one very early in June and maybe a 7th one. It would be nice to be ahead of the year count. It would be the first time this year that had happened. So, better ideas. I'm still looking into this one, you know. That's not looking so good, I have written down there. And then here we have the legacy videos, Last of Us Part 2, Madman video, the Appeal of Chainsaw Man, Pokemon anime videos. Well, we kind of made a Last of Us Part 2 video, and we're kind of making a little one again. So, you know, that's a little bit of progress there. And more focus directed at Footy ENT. We are currently sobbing because that ain't happening. And that's the end of our great PowerPoint. So yeah, we're relatively optimistic. We had 2 depressing PowerPoints in a row, I believe. Now we've got an optimistic one. Will we be crying next month? There's no way, right? Maybe I'll be crying because I only got 1 video out. It's literally a certainty that there will be at least 1 video next month. So, and I'm not even couching my words out of fear, because this video should be recorded. If it's not today, it will be tomorrow, and then editing it. It's just going to be out. Anyway, so we'll be back next month with our next PowerPoint, hopefully to roaring continued success. This is the way to the truth and the light. We're back. We descended for a few years, but one victory. We haven't won the war yet, but we are winning it. This is an encouraging speech. Everybody become YouTube members on the main channel, or patrons, or something, or Twitch subscribers. Show your support. Anyway, Fuck you and fuck off. That's it. We'll be back next month. I'll have a million other things in the meantime. It'll all be exciting. Support links in the description below. Thanks.